Hi everyone, today we are exploring a major shift in the search landscape, and joining us today is Ashkar, one of the top SEO experts in India and the founder of Seven Eagles. He's here to help us break down answer engine optimization and generative engine optimization and their impact on SEO. Hi Ashkar, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Hi, Sanjana. It's again a pleasure for me to meet you.
Same here, my pleasure too. So let's jump straight in. But first of all, it's important to note that despite me being a marketer, a product marketer, I don't know much about SEO and don't have a strong opinion here other than seeing how my own search behavior has shifted to AI versus the traditional Google search. And yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm sure it's going to be a nice learning for me as well personally. So yeah, let's get started. A lot of marketers, are hearing about answer engine and generative engine optimization for the first time. So can we start by breaking that down for our audience? Like what exactly is AEO and GEO and how do they differ from traditional SEO?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for having me here. So basically, why this particular transition happened between Google search and or AO that we have been speaking. The first thing I would say is um, whenever you just Google, you want to search for 10 results first, and then once you enter the content, it will be a fluffy and a long form content, and you have to figure out what exactly is the matching answer for me. So that's how the traditional way of search engines have been literally moving towards like search engines. To be frank, like ChatGPT or Perplexity
Yeah.
turned out to be the game changer in this, and then slowly ChatGPT adopted, and now the other things like deep researches have been coming soon. And the second thing is when it comes to the answering engines, right? So the search engines again, it rolls out with multiple algorithms, and these algorithms are being constantly evolving, and that's just a major shift that people started using generative engine optimizations as one of the things. And the basic idea behind is like more number of Gen Zs are moving towards the GEO or else even the social medias. I mean, like the stats say something different. Almost 57% of the Gen Zs are using social media as the search engine rather than Google, and almost
Okay.
like 40 to 50% of the US Americans, I mean, like 18 to 29 year old are shifting or replacing Google as their preferred search engines towards Claude or Perplexity. But the idea behind this is so simple. It makes user experience much better. So that's the reason people are moving. The answer they need, they get in few minutes or few seconds. And the second part is these search engines, I mean, like these tools have the memory power so that the more they ask questions, the audience get their more refined answers. So that's how ChatGPT and the other I would say like Claude started penetrating the market. But I'll break out an ice still. These GEO, I mean, like the searches that happens in ChatGPT or Perplexity or else in Claude or Gem AI is 373 times lesser compared to Google.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, so it's very clear that, search is evolving beyond just ranking on Google. And let's dig deep into how these new search models interact with traditional SEO. So, where do you think SEO fits into the picture? Like, should businesses optimize for both answer engine, generative engine, and traditional SEO? Like, should we be doing both or just stick to one? How do we approach?
Okay. As you said, SEO is been evolving for so many years. I would say still SEO is evolving, and Google search or the Bing search are being the base of AEO or else GEO. So
Hmm.
AEO put together, we can say like Google has been transforming this answer engine optimization for last 5 6 years through feature snippets. People also asked
Yeah.
even the voice queries. I mean, right? So the Alexa, Siri, so kind of thing. So these are something that have been evolving for last couple of years. But still, I would say the base of these things were the Google search or the Bing search. So the search that happens with the help of website is what the base. But when it comes to GEO, again, that also takes the base of, I mean, like Gemini takes base of Google, and ChatGPT takes the base of Bing, and the other channels like social media or Reddit and the platforms where the discussions forums have been happening. So this is where the data have been pulled out.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened is initially, I mean, like literally like many other search engine experts. So out there, we were in the discussion whether our searches are being hurted by these ChatGPTs because they are taking our data, the
Yeah.
data we write using our website, and they are pulling out the answer. And while the Anthropic, Claude, or else the ChatGPT's earlier versions were not up to the mark. I mean, like they don't have a real world search. I mean, like their RAG was not that adequate to do a real world search and give an answer. But today things are different. So at that time we were in discussion: can we exclude these search engines, or I mean, like these bots of
Okay.
these AI bots from crawling our website, so that
Yeah.
we can preserve our content, so
Yeah.
that when an holistic content, if any audience comes to a holistic content, they should come to our website. That was been the earlier phase. I mean, like I would say, like two years or 1.5 years back, it come in. As I said earlier, that was a game changer when people started searching using the search engines. People started moving from search engines to geo, like Perplexity, and then in the further updates, both Claude, or else, I mean, like Claude is still,
Okay.
ChatGPT has come with search things. So this has becoming much more smoother for the users to go. In the last few months, I would say from November, the search engine market share of Google has slipped down by 2 to 4%.
Okay. Nice.
So from 90%, it's moved to 87 or 86. I'm not seriously correct with the numbers, but between
Yeah. Yeah.
86 to 87.
Got it.
This we have been seeing in all our clients' Google Analytics, where the
Yeah.
AI searches are moving between 1.97 to 2.36%. So that's a clear
Okay.
indication that people are searching towards that. And Google also, I mean, like in terms of SERP, almost 48% of the searches are going to Google AI overview.
Uh,
So, I mean, like whenever people write anything, the first thing that comes to you is the AI overview. It's not that much in India, but in US, AI overview is killing the searches that come into the website. So, even today, I was going through an article where they have been discussing about the fall of searches for Canva, HubSpot, and other stuff.
yeah.
So
Right.
80% of the traffic have pulled down, and where these contributions have been made is to a overview is the answer they have been providing. But there are still other technical things and content architectures or the topical authority, couple of things that are pulling their traffic is what my understanding. But still, I would give 40% of the traffics will come down in terms of the AO view of Google in terms of SCRP, but still, it is only about the, what I say, in terms of the Google Search Console. Because even in Google Search Console, the newest UX UI is updated with the AO view results also.
Yeah.
So you can get those data, and these data is also available in the Google Analytics. Interestingly, the screenshot I shared today to you, you might have seen Google Overview also had links to the website. I'm
Right.
not saying about the right side links that they show as a reference, but
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
in the text you
Exactly.
might be seeing the link. So that's a recent update that has been happening. So why Google is bringing this particular share is like people have to consistently publish content on the website, so that the content data would be much more with the Google than the other search engines, so that Google would be the preferred search engine tools. That's one of the idea. And second thing is the search market itself has been becoming scattered, and Google has started losing its thing. But keeping these things aside, still the base of SEO is the base for the
Yeah.
GEO AEO. So how we write, couple of things changes. I mean, like the differences are a couple of things, like the authority, the brand search volumes, the content structures. So these are the similarities between SEO and AEO. When it comes to SEO, what are the other things is like the number of backlinks we have,
Yeah.
how we optimize, use the keywords for the title and the other HTML meta tags. These two things are not that much needed to rank in AEO. But
Okay.
what interesting things we have found is whenever you rank in Google, there's a high chance of ranking in a search engines or GEO. If you don't rank in Google, whereas the authority would be not there, the brand voice would be not there. So the authority has been calculated in terms of both brand voice as well as getting referral links from the top quality websites, which we basically say as a backlinks. So it's all about the quality links. It's not about the quantity.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
We'll
how it differs.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll dig deeper into how to optimize content to rank in AI search results in a few minutes. Before that, you brought me to an important question, which is will answer engine replace SEO altogether or will they coexist? Like, what's the future of search going to be in the next few years? Any predictions you think of?
As a marketer, I would say you have to dominate every places. As a start, I said like almost 50%, 57%. This is the data by demand base. So 57% of the people are searching using the social media like TikTok or Instagram or YouTube. So this is something it's interesting. Like when it comes to a marketer, you should not you can't create a content for a single channel which is website and the days are gone. That's the first thing I have to clear, because all these factors, which is social media or else a forum or else even the LinkedIn Pulse or Substack or Medium, which we use as a micro blogging sites, are going to contribute a brand voice or brand authority to our website in a very huge way. And since 2020 core update happened in Google, what we consistently see is the websites that grow their branded search volumes are less affected in these updates.
Okay.
So in mean, like the branded search volumes can be increased either through social media or else through ads or else through participating in many forums or else these mediums kind of micro blogs and also participating in events. So everywhere you have to focus on building the brand visibility or the brand voice. And second thing I would say is brand listing. So whenever people write like top 10
Yeah.
product management tools kind of thing, so your business have to be established. So this is where the branding stuff come in, and put together your authority would be very very much sustainable. And there were a saying that authority is directly proportionated to the number of backlinks it get, and gone are those days. So today's authority is all about getting traffic from various sources and then building content around a particular topic and creating consistent content there. And finally, yes, of course, the backlinks also have its own power in terms of building authority, but it's not the only way of building authority.
Okay, that's a fascinating take. It seems like brands need to adapt quickly to stay relevant. And speaking of that, let's talk about how content is prioritized differently in answer engines. As you mentioned, traditional SEO relies on backlinks, keywords, and authority. But how does the answer engine algorithm prioritize content? What factors matter most when optimizing for answer engines?
Okay, the first most is for they have to rank in Google or Bing. So that's a base idea.
Okay.
Until unless you rank on Google or Bing, 95% of the times we have done almost like 1,500 searches to find this out. So the users that they get into the AI results, especially into the search thing, are in the first page of Google by any means.
Okay.
Or else that the business name, for an example, if I search for best any software for, I mean, like, okay, I'll say like best ASDR software. So people have been writing like top 10, top 15 kind of listicles, right? And if any of these listicle in the first or second position of Google or else Bing, the websites or the brand names that have been listed in these 15 or 10 listicles will also get an visibility in the AEO or the
Yeah.
GEO. So that's one of the important thing. And if you see after the birth of ChatGPT and Perplexity, the number of listicle articles have been growing like hell.
Okay.
So even all the SaaS companies first they start writing about listicles. For even example, if I run a project management tool, the first thing I do to rank easily is top 10 project management tool where I
Okay.
list my business first and then
Yeah.
the competitors. So this is an easy way of getting the first of Google, and slowly they do and redirect it to the commercial pages, and it happens that way. But when this particular people rank in the first of Google, there's a high chance that you can rank in the GEO. And also a couple of times I've been seeing the results that are coming into the LinkedIn Pulse also get into the search overview. But the basic fundamental algorithms of how to rank in Go or else AO is, first thing is brand authority. I won't say domain authority, because domain authority is calculated in a much wrong way, and Google doesn't know what is domain authority because it's the most data. And even if you browse top 10 scam in SEO as per Google, I mean, search engine journal, the first thing they say is domain authority as per, I mean, like DA based guest posting. So that's something a scam is happening here still. So brand authority matters a lot. Second thing is they have to rank in Google's first page, or else they have to be listed in the web pages that are ranking among the top 10 in terms of listicle articles. Then the content should be much more structurized. So even the snippets or the structured data is one of the ranking factor from a content. So it has to be structured in a way like if you ask a question like is the best project management tool for remote works. And it has to be like brand ABC is the best project management tool for remote work.
Okay.
So this is how it has to be structured. So most of your content has to be in a question based and answer based way. I would
Got
say
it.
like a conversational tone so
Yeah.
that it is very much clear for to rank in the AEOs. So, and the next thing is, I would say backlinks have power because getting listed or else getting referred by top quality website also increases the chance of pushing. And slightly, there are a couple of things apart from the, uh, I'm sorry. Okay, there are a couple of things that are different from what I've said earlier is the mentioning. I mean, like brand mentioning or else
Hmm.
your founder mentioning. If you put any like expert kind of thing or else like best financial expert, and even if you are not having any website and if you not have any YouTube, but you have been written as one of the financial expert in multiple big websites, right?
Yeah.
So that will trigger and that also will be resulted in the GEO. So
Awesome.
GEO takes care of everything that is available in their rack. They just populate the data then and there, and then they give the results. Whereas in terms of search engine, I mean, like basically Google first, it's all about crawling, indexing, and then ranking. So crawling happens with the help of understanding their title, meta description, the text way, the content. So and then also in terms of ranking, there are 200 ranking factors have been bounded. So that's how it differs.
Awesome. And how can companies, balance answer engine optimization while staying true to their brand's voice? So, like many companies worry that optimizing for AI-driven search could dilute their brand's personality, right? So, what's the right balance between creating content for answer engine but maintaining an authentic brand voice?
Okay. I would say like we are in an era where we have to basically focus on giving the best results. GEO or an advancements in terms of getting the results for the users in terms of giving a quality content or the quality answers rather
Yeah.
than search engines. Because there are a lot of ways where search engines can be manipulated.
Okay.
So because they have their own stringent algorithm, which is not been that advanced as how the AI search engine works or like Perplexity or ChatGPT works. So their algorithm is completely complex and algorithm keep changing on. But whereas the question and the relevant answer doesn't change. So that's the first thing. So you can't skip GEO completely or else SEO completely. So you have to start adopting or else considering both of things as a strategic partner and making
Okay.
sure your brand of tone has to be maintained irrespective of anything,
Yeah.
irrespective of even in Google. Currently, after this helpful content update have come, and Google started prioritizing EEAT, I mean like experience, expertise, authority, and
Yeah.
trustworthiness. So once it started prioritizing, so author box become one of the mandatory things. So with the help of author box, Google can understand the tone of the author.
Hmm.
And if Google does find out the tone of the author is being mismatched between contents, it again it doesn't allow it to rank in the first of Google.
Okay.
So that smart Google has become. So you have to be very much aware like who is writing, who is the author, and the tone is maintained for sure. One of the best way I would say like create a chat GPT for you, load
Hmm.
all your content, and then your tone is being matched there. So that's one of the way we usually do that.
Awesome. Yeah.
So the tone would be much more similar because all my LinkedIn contents that I create are being done using ChatGPT. And if you see the tone would be same. And if even if I
Hmm.
ask any questions, it will be answering like Ashka. So because I have trained that a lot and lot time. So
Okay.
that's one of the way you can do. But still, when it is in human written content, the tone would be same. I mean, like I can't change my tone for sure.
Amazing. Yeah, that's an interesting take. So it's not about just about stuffing content with
Yes.
answers, it's about making it engaging and valuable while also keeping it structured for AI. That's an awesome point. So
So
for
conversational, structured,
yeah.
and then it is should be very much complex. I mean, like it should not be much complexity. So should
Mm.
be direct answers for the user. So that's what user need.
Yeah, yeah, not beat around the bush, but just
Yes.
have direct answers. Nice. So, for businesses that want to rank on both traditional search and answer engines, like what's the best strategy? Can they optimize for both at the same time, or should they approach just one thing first and the other afterwards?
Let me put this way: without ranking in Google or Bing, you can't rank in
Yeah, right.
any
Yeah,
of the geo as of now. That's the standard that has been maintained today.
okay.
because these are the authority base, right? So even the geos available take the authority, or else the geo take the data from both Bing and Google. So that's where they have been taking the data and they have been revolving around. So we have to make sure first we should understand how search engine works, how to dominate
Okay.
search engine. But there are a couple of things are been changing between search engines as well as geo, so that also we have to understand. So what are the things changing? We have to be completely focused on question-based structures.
Mm.
And if it is needed to be a definition-based, yes, of course, or a differentiation-based, it's of course, but more of question-based so that you can get more onto AEO.
Yeah.
I can't be in a position to say like AEO will take
Yeah, yeah.
GEO will take over the complete search compared to Google. Like I'm not in that particular position, but it has started. Today is 2 to 3%. It can go to
Yeah.
5% or 10%. And even if stays stagnant with 10% or 20%, still you need both the visibility so that
Yeah.
you attract your businesses. If I'm the person, like I'm the client who is getting consultant, so I would say the first thing is focus on branding. So that's much more needed. Build the branding, brand value, brand mentioning, irrespective of what you do. From the first, you have to focus on that. It doesn't mean create more tons and tons of backlinks. No, get relevant listings from the relevant sites that are ranking upward. Get some PRs. What are the ways to do branding, like social media or Google ads, YouTube ads? So this is where you can build the branding. This is number one. Number two is create quality content. And
Mm.
one thing that I missed out from the full conversation is creating topical authority.
Okay.
So until unless you create a topical authority, you stick to a niche. Both Google as well as Geo doesn't care about you. So you should
Okay.
build an authority over a topic. Until unless you have a super authority, you can't rank for other keywords. And the reason why I say this is like today in this world, most of the SaaS companies or the SaaS SEO experts highly focus on building traffic rather than the relevant traffic.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's something that I'm completely against of, because any traffic that comes to my website should give me some sort of MQL. So MQL is the need of
Mm.
the hour, not the traffic. So what usually people do is like after reaching certain position like 100K traffic or 200K traffic, and the management or else their marketing manager put their target into like 40% growth or 30% growth. So their hacks would be thinking on how fast I can grow this with kind of in some strategies so that they start writing about irrelevant articles.
Mm.
The biggest reason why HubSpot fall down is HubSpot started writing about important codes.
Okay.
So that's one of the subdomain, I mean subdirectory that has been punished lot and lot by Google in the recent updates. So
Okay.
the last 3 4 months it happened, and even I've been seeing in multiple audits that we do for any businesses. So for an example, we did an audit for an insurance company. I mean like kind of a policy bazaar, but it's not a policy bazaar. It's one of its competitor. They have fell down from 1.5 million to 300K traffic. The
Oh.
basic understanding what we found is they have done a programmatic SEO for all the companies that provide the health insurance, term insurance, and other stuff. So basically, only the brand name has been changed in all the articles, not the other things. So
Okay.
this is one of the, I would say, like bulky content production, but doesn't have any value to serve. So programmatic SEO is not always the best part to do, or else it's not always the worst part to do. So it has to be calculated on differentiating the values between each and every articles. And second thing, what they have written is since they have a health insurance product, they started writing about diseases. And
Okay.
Google is more concerned about YMYL, your money, your so
Okay.
basically finance and health niches comes under this.
Okay.
Being a finance company and writing about health niche is completely against YMYL as well as EAT. So Google
Okay.
will give some traffic whenever you do these kind of hacks. It can grow faster, but after some core updates, right? So all the traffics will come down and the reality will be boosted. And what happens is like when Google punish in terms of these helpful content update or else in terms of these core updates, at least it will take 6 months to 1 year to recover from that, because your website comes under a what is it, like a scrutiny website. So
Yeah.
every content you put, Google will have to go through a lot. Even your crawl budget will come down. So once a website get punished by core update or else manual penalty actions has been taken, it's very hard to bring back to its original position. It's not about the content strategy, it's about Google is scrutinizing you like hell. So That's one of the idea. Same way we found in a real estate website we did earlier. I mean, like 2022 kind of time, and after 2023 faced a major shift in their search traffic because they started writing about every area, bus routes, kind of thing. So, and this was being commonly seen in every real estate companies because they did these people copy. So this is what I usually see. Like if any SaaS company or any company does some kind of an hack and they shoot off any traffic, blindly people will go and adopt to that strategy and end up hitting back in core update. So what I'll do is like we do justifically some kind of an hacks that is more relevant to our topic or the niche. Try for a period like 3 months or 6 months, and if we get affected there, we'll just remove all the things. We don't keep that for a while, and because at end of the day user engagement or user score is more important than the things like see we can rank in Google with the help of writing the keywords in the meta tags, HTML meta tags, but once users started reading the content and how they behave, user behavior is the key, right? So when we use Microsoft Clarity as a CRO tools, you can understand how depth they scroll down, are they taking any action, is the interlinking is relevant to them. So these are a couple of things that will give a signal to Google. Yes, of course, this content is somewhat worth to these kind of audiences, and we will
Yeah.
try pushing to them. Google's fundamentals so clear, and that's how the geo also will try to behave. So
Okay.
so you can't create something that is completely against your topic or reserved to your topic. Write tons and tons of contents around that.
Got
Creating
it.
a proper content hub, or else what I'll say is the SEO related site architecture. So
Hmm.
that gives more clarity. I mean, like if you put technical SEO services, I'll be the only website that ranks even Google's first page. The
Okay.
reason being is I have covered everything under technical SEO.
Okay. Okay.
And every
Awesome.
pages have been either silo structured, interlinked, and towards the commercial page. So this is how it works. And
Okay.
it should not be an interlinking for a purpose of ranking something. So Google is so clear in like anything that you do to manipulate the search engine's result is considered spam.
Okay.
That's so simple. Anything you do to manipulate. So
Hmm.
the hacks and other stuff. So the only thing that an content writer or for an SEO should do is write a holistic content that serves the purpose or it meets the critical aspects of the user query.
Okay.
But still, for when it comes to a critical aspect of the user query, in terms of Google search engines or the other search engines, we write 1,000 words or 2,000 words. But the critical aspects would be like around 200 words or less than 200 words. That is what is being reaped by the GOs today.
Okay. Amazing insights. That's also, you've given us some super actionable tips to implement. Awesome. So, just one last question before I let you go. Let's talk about brands using SEO AI tools to boost rankings. So, what do you think? Are they helping or hurting answer engine optimization? Like, do these tools also help with answer engine optimization, or do businesses need a separate approach?
Okay. I would say the AI SEO tools or the AI agents of SEO are to leverage our life much more simpler or smoother, and any tool have zero impact on our search engines
Okay.
or the geo. What it can do is like it can give some suggestions. For an example, let's take Surfer SEO, which has been available in the market for so many years. And I would say that that is the first AI agent. So what it does
Yeah,
is
right.
like you can compare. I mean, like you can just give your keyword and you can copy paste, or else you just give the link of the articles you want to optimize in terms of content, keywords, and suggestions. Once you give your keyword, it gives and recommendations like these are the keywords that have been missed out, and you have to optimize using your content with these number of keywords. Your sub headings should have these number of keywords. So this is an idea that Surfer gives. In terms of phrase.io, what it does is like phrase.io automates the things, and there are other executional tools like Market Muse and I would say like there's a Chennai based company known as MA, so it automates so many things. So all the SEO agents that are available are just executing either in terms of content or else giving some suggestions like this has to be changed or this have to change. But Semi is something different I have seen. I've been using that and it is executing the process like it
Okay.
rewrites the title, it rewrites the meta descriptions. But at the end of the day, again, you have to validate this, and we are in the earliest stage of these SEO agents into the market, right? Right Sonic. So Right Sonic is one of the tool for writing content. much better than ChatGPT to write the content. But still, any content that has been created by ChatGPT is not right. You have to validate, make the content humanized, and then validate with the help of the real world users while you're publishing the content. So AI tools, even ourselves is building an AI agents, not to sell, but to make sure our processes are much more similar. So what an AI agent can do is to make our life simpler, and it can avoid the repeated tasks that takes much longer time. So we can increase our productivity in terms of strategic thinking rather than sticking towards the manual work. So that's so simple. So the tools right now available is not that mature, any tool for that matter, and it needs more number of learnings. And while you start using these tools in a much longer, much dedicated way, the LLM model train itself and it can give results. I mean, like 6 7 months later, the results would be much better. But there is no direct impact on the search engines. It's all about the way you write the content. So the structure that you give, the authority you build, the brand visibility or the brand tones, brand mentioning is much more important than the tools. I mean, like seriously, tools can simplify, not it can give the result.
Okay,
Yeah.
amazing. So, this was definitely a masterclass for me in understanding how the search landscape is changing. So, one last question. So, how do you keep yourself updated with all of these recent changes happening in the SEO space? Like, what do you follow any podcast or newsletter? How do you keep yourself updated?
The first thing is I practice.
Yeah,
So, I mean, like being a founder, it doesn't mean I don't practice. I really practice SEO.
awesome.
So the basic strategies of any clients that we work is done by me, and
Okay,
then the foundation is set by myself and the core team, and then the execution teams takes care. So we run through all the things, and usually every week in Seven Eagles we have something known as discussion on the updates. So also we discuss about the challenges that's happening in the market. So if a
okay,
website
nice.
comes down, or else if a website is not performing, a web page is not performing, we all sit together and discuss what is happening. So that's how the ideas or the data I have been speaking is
Yeah,
never written anywhere. The ideas or the things I spoke is from the practical experience I have. So
amazing.
the differentiation between search engines or else the GEOs, this is something we understand from the practical.
Yeah.
It's not about the algorithm. You have to first rank in Google,
Mm,
either in a listicle way or else in your website should come. So that's the only possible way you can rank in Geo. So this is something that we understood practically. Since 2020 core update, the things have been changed towards branding rather than just stuffing the keywords or
okay,
backlink. And consistent content publishing or topical authority was given more focus since 2020. Before that, it was not that particular case.
okay.
So these things we started analyzing. So this is number one. I keep myself updated with Google Search Central,
Mm,
Search Engine Journal. So these are a couple of web pages I usually read. I don't go by videos. Yes, of course, I read lot and lot of articles.
okay, yeah,
Being a SEO guy in my career, so I have written so many content. So
yeah,
reading was one of my practice, and
yeah,
yes, of course, I too couple of videos, but videos are still a basic thing. I would say, like when I
yeah,
read more things and practice more things, that's
yeah.
how we usually take the data. Yes.
Okay, amazing. This was an incredibly insightful discussion. Thanks for breaking down the future of search and how businesses can adapt. So before we wrap up, can you tell us where can our viewers connect with you and learn more about your work?
I mean, like, I'm been available in LinkedIn, or else you can just come to their7eagles.com. So that's my website. So these are the two ways you can be connected with me. Apart from that, LinkedIn is one of the social media
Yeah.
platform where I've been active.
You're very active,
Yeah.
yes. Awesome. Thank you again, Ashkar. And to our audience, if you found this discussion valuable, don't forget to comment and subscribe for more expert insights on B2B marketing. See you all in the next episode. Bye bye.